How's it, guys? Um, yeah, out and about again, and the topic of pain has come into my space, and it's something that I've dealt with quite a bit in my life, especially my adult life, but pretty much all my life. And in the world or the society that we live in, we learn to take something to avoid the pain. If there's something, you got a headache, you take a headache tablet, get rid of it. If you got aches in the body, you take a pain and you get rid of it. And so the attitude there, or the relationship that we have with pain is that one of aversion, where at all costs we try and get rid of the pain. Now, in the short term, this is a fantastic solution because it relieves what you're feeling straight away and you get on with your life. The problem, though, in the long term is you're not actually sorting out what actually is causing the pain. And not only are you causing other problems for your body, but you're not dealing with the problem that is actually causing the pain. And the best way to describe this is if you have a car and the engine light starts flashing, you're like, oh my goodness. Normally what you do is you go to a mechanic, unless you are a mechanic. I would go to a mechanic and you'd go, okay, well, have a look and see what's wrong with the car. Then the mechanic would look in the car, find out what the problem is, fix it, and the light would go off. Now, what taking medicine or avoiding pain is like, same situation happens. You go to the back of the car, to the back of the dashboard where the light is, and you cut the light, the cable to the light. So the light stops working. So boom, no more problem. Or at least that's what the perception is. But the reality is that there's still a big problem in the back there. So through my experience, it's such a tough one to deal with. And so maybe this is for somebody out there who needs to hear this. There's two parts of me that show up when I speak about a topic like this. I, first of all, would like to show up with a whole lot of compassion because I know what pain is like. I've experienced a lot of physical pain in my life. And when you are in pain, there seems to be no way out. And so for those of you that are going through pain, I send you lots of love because I know what it's like. And for me, the other side of me, so there's the one side that wants to show up and say, oh man, I'm so sorry you're going through this pain, and I send you love and I hope you feel better. And then there's the other side of me that's gone through this, that wants to try and help. And what shifted for me was when I changed my relationship with pain, and I moved it from one that I was trying to avoid to one that I became curious about. And what I realized on that journey was that the only way to deal with pain is to move through it. And a lot of these medications are designed specifically to keep us from not experiencing this, and it keeps us in a loop where we never ever get healed. But what we actually have to do is we have to feel the pain, and this can be intense, it can be difficult. But if you want to take that on a deeper level, where this has brought me and the relationship that I've had with pain is, I now regard pain as one of my most beautiful teachers, and it continues to teach me because it's not something that goes away. But what I've realized is pain is the gateway into surrender. And this might not mean anything to anybody, but what pain is doing is it's inviting you into another place. And my understanding on pain, or the reality that we live in now, is we are not, pain is always going to be there. I still go through a lot of physical pain, I still go through emotional pain, but what I've learned through my experience with pain and what it's taught me is that if I move into the pain, and I realize that I am not this body, I am not this mind, I'm not the stories that I've been telling myself, I'm not, and I don't attach to that. What the pain is teaching you is there is a place you can go where you can be aware of what is going on, but there's no suffering. And so pain now for me is teaching me how to become an expert at being uncomfortable. And the better I am at being uncomfortable, the less I suffer in this reality. And the more I move through whatever it is I've experienced, I've come to experience, because a lot of this pain is as a result of karma, it's lineages, family patterns that have been handed down for lifetimes and lifetimes that I've come to break. And if you're watching this video, you are the one who's the system breaker or the cycle breaker, who's also come to break it. And so I'm getting the confirmation by the wind there. So this is your invitation to start trying to build a different relationship with pain. As difficult as it is, try and see if perhaps you could have a more curious outlook on pain. You know, one that is not so negative, and explore where that pain takes you. You know, it was only a couple of years ago where I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit, I was in so much physical pain, I couldn't lift my neck, I was in so much discomfort and suffering. And when I started doing what I'm talking about, my whole life changed. And I'm going to give you an example of where I am right now. I mean, a couple of years ago I could never do this, but now I'm up here on top of a huge oak tree, and I'm able to do things that I love again. So, as difficult as this is to hear, what if, just what if, what I'm saying can change your life? You've got nothing to lose, and you don't have to take my word for it. Experiment and see for yourself. See what happens. Either way, I wish you all the best. Love. Right. And may you feel my love. Yeah, love more.